Action!
Hello and welcome to episode 23 of Your Average Critics. Joined today by another full house. So we've got Joe, Chris, Ollie, Obi and myself. Today's main focus is going to be Dunkirk. But
And Game of Thrones.
oh yeah, how could I forget about Game of Thrones? So we will go into spoilerific detail about Game of Thrones. Came out almost a week ago. So hopefully you've seen it. And if not, I'm pretty sure social media would have ruined it for you anyway. So Obi's got a question that he's going to pose to us, and then we're going to think about it throughout the episode. Am I right?
Yeah. So my question is, I don't know the answer myself, but my question is, who do you think is the best actor/actress or acting performance of someone who didn't start off as an actor? So take the example of Harry Styles appearing in Dunkirk, and I thought he was pretty decent. So yeah.
Okay.
Let me know by the end of the episode.
All right.
Have a little think.
I'm sure there's another musical acting performance from Game of Thrones, isn't there?
Oh
so,
shit! Yeah.
And that's count one for Obi swearing.
Oh fuck that man.
Right, you're already going to beat 10 today, aren't you? Anyway, how have we been? Ollie's hanging out his ass.
Hanging.
Feeling good?
Yeah, mate.
Normally your hangover includes watching either The Hobbit or the extended edition of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Is that what you've been doing today?
Actually, I've gotten back into Archer, which is the cartoon. I don't know if it's
I've
animated
seen
series.
it. I've seen of it.
Alright, tell us about that then.
So it's following Sterling Archer and his agency, and they're pretty much just spies. I'm on series 7 at the moment.
Jesus, 7 series.
Yeah, there's 8 out, but it's like it's just like one of those rude comedies. It's the same voice as the guy who does Bob's Burgers. Have you seen that?
No.
No? Oh well.
I've seen Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, it's that guy's voice. It's good, man. It's good. There's quite a few famous voices in that. You know, in Friends when Ross is dating the other archaeologist lady, and she's like got a love.
Yeah, I know the one you're on about.
Oh yeah,
with Joey.
Yeah, the one who wins the Nobel Prize or something, and she leaves Ross for him.
Yeah. She's in it as well.
The black woman that goes up with Joey and then goes up with Ross.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. You said Nobel Prize. I was thinking like what?
Yeah, the guy she leaves Ross for like wins a prize or something, doesn't he?
Oh, isn't she won the Nobel Prize?
Oh no, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so where is Archer up to in series 7 then? What's so good about it to have kept you maintained?
Don't know, man. It's just rude. That's what I like.
Rude and
just
funny.
like, yeah. So there's loads of cheating on each other, and there's just like getting in loads of like spy shit, starting up like almost new wars, and like they're just dropping into communist state, and there's like seeing trouble erupt.
I saw a crossover thing with Archer and Kingsman. So you know, like Kingsman, at like the start of the film, the cover is like it's like a suit shop, stuff like that. So like it shows like the main guy from Kingsman walking into the suit shop, and then Archer's there like trying on suits, and he's like saying, like, can you get me a suit that looks less British or something like that. Yeah. I didn't watch the whole thing. I didn't watch like a minute of it, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Could do a little segue then into the Kingsman 2 trailer that I saw.
Okay, yeah, go on then. See, you're better at segues when you're not hosting.
I'm always thinking about.
So because of Comic Con, like this week, there are
shed
loads of trailers.
We need to go to that one.
Chris is currently watching most of them, but tell us about the Kingsman 2 trailer.
So, like, I think this was like an extended one from the one we like all seen like in the cinema for previews and that. So it basically just shows him going to America to, I think, like, because the Kingsman location or whatever's been blown up, so he goes to America to meet up with like the American version of them, which is called the Statesman. And it's got like Jeff Bridges and Halle Berry, and I think Jeff Bridges is a bad guy, by the way. I'm just not based on anything, but I just look at him thinking, he looks sus, you're going to be evil. But yeah, it just showed him like just loads of fight scenes, and yeah, it was pretty much the same as the first trailer, to be honest, but just a bit extended.
Yeah, because the first trailer had the Colin Firth bit as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Which was something that I don't think they should have put in personally, but
I think it was one of those things. I'm sure it's not that important. Yeah. I'm sure it's not a big spoiler.
Didn't he die though in the first?
Yeah.
So it's a huge spoiler then, isn't it? I thought that would be like the end scene, like post credit. Not
True.
In the trailer, you know.
To be fair, it might not even be him. It might just be someone.
Might be a clone.
Robot.
Yeah.
But then his eye he did have an eye patch on, which would suggest.
Yeah. Maybe he's Nick Fury.
Maybe.
Although speaking of, Nick Fury's going to be in Captain Marvel, which is going to be set in the 1990s. So even though am I right in thinking she's going to be in Infinity War?
Yeah.
So they're going to introduce her in Infinity War and then
Have her own film.
go back 20, 30
I suppose
years.
they did that with Wonder Woman. That's a different thing, but they did it with Wonder Woman, didn't they? Introduced her in Batman vs Superman, then had her own
That's true.
film.
That is very true.
And did they do that with other people?
Probably. But yeah, that should be interesting. I don't know what the actual time, like what year the MCU is currently set in, because
Isn't it the year that we're in now?
no, because Spider-Man: Homecoming says 8 years later on from 2012.
Yeah.
So assuming assuming the first Avengers takes place in 2012 when it was released, it says from that moment 8 years later is Spider-Man: Homecoming, but that takes place not long after. Well, that takes place during Civil War, doesn't it? For at least a little bit. So that means Civil War must have taken place in about 2019, 2020, which makes me think like what.
I can see people complaining about this, saying like the timeline's basically all messed up now because of that little thing they did in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
But it's not even that messed up. It's their timeline.
Yeah, but I don't understand why they would have done 8 years later. Like
They could have literally just done 6 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfectly fine.
It's because they did what they did with Peter Parker, and Iron Man.
Yeah.
When Iron Man, in one of the Iron Man films, I can't remember if it was the first one or the second one, he saves a little boy with an Iron Man mask. I think it was the second one.
Yeah.
And Marvel came out and said that little boy is Peter Parker.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have done that either. Because
No.
Peter Parker's 15, isn't he, right now?
Yeah.
So you're telling me that was 11 years ago, the Iron Man 2?
Iron Man 2 was 2010. Yeah.
So it's about right for the timeline, I suppose. If that kid was 4, but
yeah, exactly. I don't know, it doesn't.
Yeah, it probably has messed up the timeline then, but
It's not, at least it's not as messed up as X-Men was.
yeah,
that
timeline's
timeline's
all
all
over the place. Like literally no idea. But then also doesn't when is it? Is it Ant-Man where Falcon says we've got a guy who can like swing, a guy who can climb up walls. So they must have known about Peter Parker at that point, even though that film was released.
he was probably on the radar because he was doing stuff, wasn't he? About and then Iron Man was like,
bring him on.
Yeah,
my apprentice.
Well, DC have released their slate of post-Justice League films. So you've got the likes of Shazam, Suicide Squad 2, Justice League 2.
all those undisclosed ones now
Wonder
disclosed.
Woman 2.
There's a whole list of them.
I can't believe they're doing it. Suicide Squad 2.
Well, it made loads of money. That's the problem.
I'm willing to watch Suicide Squad 2 because I feel like if they do it again, it'll be better.
Better, yeah, same.
You'd hope so.
Yeah.
It's pretty down here for me. So
yeah, innit.
Then you've got the Gotham City Sirens.
True.
Batgirl.
Talking of timelines, did you hear about The Incredibles 2? It's going to continue right from where it left off, apparently.
Yeah, you said that last week.
Yeah. What, in the podcast?
Yeah.
Did I? Oh, shit. Again, my memory being the best of me. I'm blaming the alcohol now.
That's a good thing to blame. So the thing they said, the film slate or whatever, it's Wonder Woman 2, Shazam, Suicide Squad 2.
What's Shazam?
He's got like
basically
he's got like
an app that
he's got like the power of like sorcerers or something. I can't remember.
someone plays him a song and he knows who it is.
He's basically got basically the same ish powers as Superman, bar like the breath and the laser eyes. He's just really strong, quite fast, can fly.
The main thing
And he can go Shazam.
He's a kid. He's a kid.
Yeah.
But when he says Shazam, he turns into an adult.
Yes.
With a cape.
Yeah.
That is the most shit.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, no, he's being
100%.
serious. And in the
100%.
So if someone's like, you should Shazam that, he's like,
in the Flashpoint Paradox, it's like isn't Shazam more than one kid? Isn't he like 12 kids?
I have no idea, man.
You've watched the cartoon though?
I can't remember.
Oh, mate, let down.
Okay, well, Flashpoint Paradox is supposedly the plot point for the Flash film. That's what you told me earlier, Obi. So give us a little explanation of what Flashpoint Paradox means.
So, in the regular timeline of the Flash, his mum is killed when he's like 11 by the Reverse Flash. So in Flashpoint Paradox, the present Barry Allen goes back in time to stop his mum from being killed, and he does that and comes back to the present day, and like basically everything's all messed up. So Tom Wayne is Batman, so like, and Bruce Wayne is the one who died, and Martha Wayne is the Joker.
It's actually well sick how they did it though.
Yeah.
Like it's so sick.
Cyborg, I think, is the lead of the Justice League.
But the Justice League don't like Batman, do they?
No, because Batman's like, he's messed up in the head because it's obviously his son died, so he's like, he just goes around killing people pretty much. And what's his name? Aquaman and Wonder Woman are like at war. I can't remember the reason why. In the film, I think it was because they actually Aquaman and Wonder Woman were like getting with each other, and then
Nice.
yeah, and then Aquaman's wife, I don't know, like
Tried to kill Wonder Woman and
tried to
Wonder
kill-
Woman
something
killed.
like that, and it started a whole sort of war.
Yeah.
And it's all.
And Superman was locked up. Did you say that?
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, and then they had to release Superman. He didn't have to use his powers, and he just goes mad.
Yeah.
I would definitely watch that film.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
It'd be interesting though to see if they'd CGI Henry Cavill's face onto a really skinny, because the Superman in it he's been deprived of everything, so he's like this skinny runt. So
He's been kept away from the sun.
I'm sure
Yeah.
they could do that.
That's what they did with Chris Evans for is it named Chris
Captain
Evans?
America.
Captain
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure the technology's
CGI his
advanced.
face.
yeah.
But so do we reckon, even though they've got a Justice League 2 coming out, do you reckon the Flash film will have all of these characters in?
I
Because
think
that's
it'd be-
basically
yeah, it'd be pretty
Justice
rubbish
League
if they didn't.
2.5, isn't it? It's like Captain America Civil War.
True.
So, I mean, I would definitely watch that. But I'm not looking forward to watching Justice League.
Your waste.
So tell us about the new trailer.
I'm just waiting. I'm just saying the
Justice
rest.
League fans.
I'll just say the rest of the films that they said they were going to put out.
Oh,
So,
sorry.
After Flashpoint, sorry. It was Green Lantern Corps, Justice League Dark, The Batman, and Batgirl. Anyway,
What's Justice League Dark?
it's that film. This is that one. Same as the one that come out. It was
Yeah,
like Constantine
it's
and
got
all them, isn't
Constantine, Zatanna, Deadman, I think his name is.
Deadman.
Deadman, is that his name? And he's like,
Basically the B-list
it? Things like
superhero.
things like,
Yeah.
like
DC.
mystical mysticism.
So like the Defenders then.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
actually really like Constantine. I'm kind of it's a shame they didn't carry it on, but I suppose it didn't get much.
You know, out of all
back in.
these superhero movies, the one that I'd like to see probably come out is like the South Park where they have Muhammad, Moses, Jesus.
Gosh, that'd be
That'd be
What would they fight?
Each
Don't know.
other.
Who do they fight in South Park?
Don't know, mate. I haven't seen it.
Each other most of the time.
And they fight David
They-
Blaine, don't they? They're like magic.
They fight the terrorists.
Okay, so there was a new Justice League trailer,
Yeah.
which is about as average as the first one.
Oh, go away.
What's that?
It's a
Justice
shit.
League
It's a shit
trailer.
version of Marvel, isn't it?
It's not though.
Cyborg is shit Iron Man. Batman is shit Spider-Man. I don't know.
In what way are Batman and Spider-Man similar?
I don't know, but they're all like it's pretty much the exact same
Superman
thing.
is shit Black
Batman and
Widow.
Iron Man are the same.
Yeah.
You think
Rich
Batman?
Rich
well, he's
billionaires
Cyborg, though.
that build a suit.
But
Anyway, the
your
trailer.
opinion's irrelevant. I liked the trailer. I thought it was pretty cool.
What happens in the new trailer? I don't even remember.
They set up the film.
Do they? Basically, it's
yeah.
just like Superman's dead, right? Or quite
There's a lot of
quite
Alfred
dead.
in the trailer.
Yeah,
Gordon's in it as well, isn't he?
yeah. But we still don't know what they're coming together to fight, do we? Really?
Well, we just
And
assume.
everyone was. Oh, go on, sorry.
Well, we assume it's like Darkseid's like reckoning's coming, isn't it? So they're getting ready, and they ain't got a superhuman man. Well, they've got a superhuman woman though, who can I just say is pretty indestructible as far as I can see.
Not as good
Well,
as Superman. Though.
Well, I assume if she got shot, she would actually be wounded, while Superman wouldn't.
Yeah.
So.
But there was no Lex Luthor in the trailer, was there?
I thought there was gonna be. There was. Oh crap! What was I gonna say?
Maybe that's who they were talking to at the end.
I don't know. There was a point in the trailer I was watching, thinking, "Oh yeah, Lex Luthor's gonna appear," but he never did. But you know, I was disappointed.
Well, I wonder if he died in prison. Because didn't they say when the bat marking is on you that you normally get killed in prison? And didn't he get the bat marking on him after?
Yeah.
Did he?
Or did he miss him?
No, I thought he punched the wall.
Oh, maybe he punched the wall.
I feel like he's quite a major character to.
But is he a major character to an alien attack?
Well, I don't know, because he was getting all that technology and he created Doomsday in the end, didn't he? So,
Yeah.
Good effort. Yeah,
so that comes out this year, right?
Yeah, November.
yeah
Okay.
November the 17th, I want to say.
Alright.
But
Buzzing.
2 weeks after your birthday, isn't it?
Yeah, decent.
there was a line someone was doing a voiceover and they were saying like no protection, and they said like no lanterns, which makes me think that maybe like Green Lantern will make an appearance in it or something like that.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about, at the end, Alfred seems to be talking to someone, but you can't see who it is, and he says like, we were expecting you or something like that.
We heard you were coming.
They heard you were coming. That's the one. Sorry. And we were just like speculating. Who do you think that was going to be?
I think it was Green Lantern.
Yeah,
Just
now you spoke about it, I think it's one of three. I think it's either Green Lantern, Martian, or Superman himself.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like there would be more of a shock if it was Superman because he's.
I
dead.
wouldn't.
Do you think? I think that's what everyone's expecting.
Yeah.
I think that'll be the least shock.
No.
Superman
He would
comes
be
back.
more shocked.
Oh,
As in
Alfred
Alfred.
would be
Yeah,
more
yeah,
shocked.
yeah.
Oh,
true.
yeah, maybe.
He'd be
yeah.
like, "What the fuck?"
Green Arrow?
Green Arrow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's pretty. He's a shit Hawkeye, isn't he?
He's the better version of Hawkeye. I'm sorry. Green Arrow is fucking up Hawkeye in any.
I bet they've got. I bet there's a DC hero called False Widow, right? You know, it's not quite Black Widow. but-
White Widow.
Yeah, it could be. Or
Opposite.
Widower.
Oh.
What canary?
There you go.
Exactly. What other trailers were there? Stranger Things 2?
Yeah.
Things are getting stranger.
Do we think, is it 9?
11.
11?
11.
Well,
She could be 12 now, though.
Yeah,
Maybe
true.
she's called 11 and a half.
But she wasn't in it, was she?
Yeah,
she
Was she? When?
Yeah,
Right at the end.
Oh shit.
Have you seen it?
She came
Yeah,
out.
just watched it.
You literally just watched it. You didn't know.
I didn't see it at the
The
end.
thing is,
There's-
when Chris
to be,
watched
no, to be fair, I've been watching it. To be fair, there was more than one trailer, so maybe I just didn't see the one in the end.
But it's about what's his name? Will in the Upside Down, Inside Out, and he's got
Don't
visions
get why,
of.
don't get why he didn't
Big
tell his mum
monsters.
sooner, to be honest.
Yeah.
But he told her. That's the most important thing.
Well, yeah, in that trailer he does, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
I was saying to Glenn, I was like, it would have annoyed me if he didn't tell her.
Tell
That
her,
he still,
yeah.
and he was just like suffering in silence. It was like, talk to Frank, man, come on.
Wonder if Barbara would make an appearance again.
No, I'm a sense.
Justice for Barb.
No, I'm a sense to talk to Frank anymore. Did you not have the talk to Frank bot?
Did you?
Yeah, mate.
Are you okay?
Talking to him all the time, mate. Buzzing.
Just
Sent
like
me a-
smarter child.
Yeah,
Isn't
Yeah,
smart
I think the trailer looks pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it.
it looks more horror. Than the previous
I
one.
don't
The
want more.
previous one was just like sci-fi. This one looks a bit more like.
It looks a bit more mystical as well, like more in the, like you said, the
Inside Out, Upside Down.
Yeah.
Isn't that a song by Diana Ross?
Inside
down.
I have no idea.
No.
Sorry.
And that is our new intro.
You absolutely lost me.
Yeah, you've completely thrown me there.
Sorry.
That was beautiful. Any other trailers? So we started watching Bright, but that kind of looked really
I
crap.
thought it looked okay, personally. But, no.
It didn't capture me at all.
Fair enough.
I saw Gotham Season 4 trailer. I'm actually buzzing for it.
Yeah.
Who's in it? Or like, what's so good about
Who's
it?
not in it, mate? Well, I'm still halfway through Season 3, and I think it's
Is there no
really good.
potential spoilers in the trailer you watched then?
Well,
Nah, it's alright, because it just showed who new villains were,
yeah.
what the conflicts were with the current villains, what the conflicts were with the current heroes, supposedly.
It's more of a reminder
Yeah.
of what's happened rather than
Yeah.
a trailer for the new season, which
So-
I like
Yeah.
because it doesn't give away anything.
I think it looks really good.
They did
And they're
hint
pro-
at Scarecrow.
they're probably bringing in the people into their own like person now. Like, I mean, there was a funny story of Poison Ivy because she was a girl and then she got sucked into something and now she's a full-grown woman. So,
Yes.
Oh
but,
right.
yeah, but
Is Bruce Wayne still?
he's still a
Young.
kid. Yeah, he's learning now to battle his inner demons and he's learning some
Is he the Batman
taekwondo.
yet?
Huh?
He's not Batman.
No, he's like 15.
Yeah,
Okay.
he needs to get a lot
The-
hencher to be Batman in my eyes.
The story's
Like-
more driven around Jim Gordon and the lesser villains.
Yeah,
Is
Well, no.
Is Jim Gordon's daughter in it?
No,
no, not yet.
she
He's-
wouldn't have been born yet.
he doesn't have a wife yet,
Oh, okay.
but yeah,
I watched some of the CW trailers as well.
yeah. I'm watching Supergirl right now.
Ones.
Okay, so we've got Arrow, Flash.
Legend of Tomorrow, Supergirl.
And there's a new one, isn't
The
there?
Black Lightning one, but
Yeah.
they haven't, I don't think they brought out a new one. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it if they have. But yeah, so the Arrow one, just they kind of like recapped what happened at the end of season 5. So like some island blew up, and I'm assuming some people have died, and there's a few people in the present day that they didn't show. So like I think they didn't show his sister, William's mum, his son's mum, John Diggle, like his mate and stuff like that. There's a few people in it who you're like, okay, I think they're going to leave it as a surprise to see whether or not people have died or they've survived, whatever. Which I'm cool with because I'd rather they didn't give it away
Yeah,
straight at the
completely.
beginning.
Yeah,
And it seems like his son's like living with him now, so I think they're going to add like that dynamic that he's got to kind of like be a father as well as be a mayor and as well as be a superhero.
And as well as try and get a love life.
Yeah. So that'd be pretty interesting. That was pretty much it from that, and then showed him doing like loads of stunts and fighting and shit. The Flash.
Bare stupid because of how it ended in the first place.
Basically, the Flash is in the Speed Force, and it showed them like trying to get him out or something like that, like using some sort of machine, and then it showed what seemed to be the Flash just like running through a subway. But I'm convinced that like it's not him, it's like someone else. I don't know, because I feel like it'd be too easy for them to just be like, oh, okay, we need to get him. Here he is. He's back.
Why is he in the
Yeah,
Speed
but-
Force?
Huh?
The Speed Force because he had to balance.
Because he made, I think he made a trap in the Speed Force for evil speedsters, and because he's destroyed the speedster instead of throwing him back in, he's got to take the place of it.
Apparently, there's always got to be a speedster in the Speed Force.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Is this a prison or?
It's
it's
pretty brutal.
I don't know. Like, oh, yeah.
They relive like the worst thing,
To be
and
fair, yeah.
they can imagine.
So yeah, I think it's like a whole like universe in itself. But the bit that the speedsters are trapped in is a point where you have to relive one of your most horrible memories. So when Wally West was in there, he was just staring at his mum dying on her deathbed in the hospital, and it was just like he was like that for like eternity.
Why does someone have
what
to be
seemed
in
like eternity.
this?
I don't know, mate. That's just the rules of what's going
That's
on.
the rules
Do you
of
know
the
what I mean?
Speed Force.
And Legends of Tomorrow, they've fucked up everything. The time is messed up, and they're basically just going around all these places, trying to fix things that are out of place in different time periods, which is pretty much what they were doing anyway. But I suppose this season's just going to be a bit wackier. There's one of the people in it, what's his name, Victor Garber, who was in Titanic. He made a Titanic reference at the end of the trailer, which I thought was pretty funny. But because he's the captain of the ship in Titanic, and he goes down with the ship. And in the trailer, he said something like, "I don't know why would anyone bother getting on the Titanic? Whoever made that boat should be shot," or something like that. But yeah, that's pretty funny. Supergirl. That trailer was pretty shit, to be honest.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot in it.
Nothing really happens. I think it's just Supergirl kind of saying like, I don't want to be her alter ego is Cara Danvers. She's like, I don't want to be Cara Danvers anymore. I have to be Supergirl. Blah blah blah.
Cara Danvers.
Yeah.
Isn't that Marvel's name as well? Miss Marvel.
I've no idea.
Captain Marvel. She's Carol Danvers or something, isn't she?
No idea, man.
God, they're just copying.
But yeah,
Which one are you looking forward to most?
Arrow.
probably Arrow, maybe Flash as well. But I always look forward to the Flash. But I think this season that just went by probably was quite rubbish, to be honest. So yeah, based on last season, probably Arrow, just to see how they who's dead basically. I wonder who died. But yeah, should be good. Hopefully.
And are we
If
looking?
anyone died.
Yeah.
Are we looking forward to the Defenders?
I thought the trailer looked alright, personally.
Yeah, no, it did
it
as well.
showed that the Iron Fist is a bit more than he's been letting on for the last season of his rubbish show, or okay show. Sorry, not rubbish. It was a bit. He was rubbish. The show was okay.
They announced season 2.
Well, they were going to anyway. I think they're always
What,
going
of
to.
Iron Fist?
Yeah.
Apparently the Punisher turned up to the Comic-Con.
He was at the
The
end of the trailer,
Defenders.
wasn't
Yeah,
he? Like
So-
the second.
I assume he's going to be in it a little bit.
He's got his own show as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, coming out soon.
Yeah, we'll see if that's good.
I think that'd be alright, personally.
I think
Whether I have time to watch all these shows, bloody hell.
I think the actor who played Punisher, I don't know his name.
John
John
Bernthal.
Bernthal.
That's the one. I thought you played it really well.
So,
Right.
You'd
Oh,
probably
you beat
not
him to the
like
punch, mate. You said it first.
it.
but so yeah, I think the Defenders hopefully has like the right mix of all the characters.
Yeah.
Because for me, like, there's certain elements of each show which are good and certain elements to that which are like quite bad. So
Yeah.
they kind of just need to like take the good bits of everyone and just put it in the one show and hope that it makes sense. And they kind of need to like, I think, reduce Iron Fist's role to kind of like a periphery not periphery, but like kind of like the little kid of the group, so like nobody respects him sort of thing.
Well, maybe just kill him off.
Which I wouldn't mind.
Fucking hell.
But yeah.
They say something, don't
You
they? It's
sure
like,
wouldn't
oh,
like that.
I think is it Daredevil says, oh, whatever you can do with your fist, and he's like, it's chi,
Yeah.
or something.
And he's like, no, it's not, innit?
Gimp. Jesus Christ. Do I need to watch that show?
No.
What?
What, to watch
Iron
Defenders?
You just need to know that
Really?
he can put chi in both his hands, and he can also release the chi to heal someone, but if he does, he doesn't have his power for a bit of time.
Okay. It's
And he's
basic-
also a moron. Like a big time idioso.
Okay.
That's all you need to know.
Yes.
Like, Honestly, like it's painful sometimes.
It seems like Elektra's going to be one of the
main
main
villain.
villains, but I'm sure she'll change her heart, or
Well,
come
she's
back
been
on-
put into some sarcophagus for a while, or some pot, and now she's been released. So I don't know what she's been.
She's stuck in a pot. Okay.
It looked like some urn kind of thing, man, like a massive urn she was stuck in. No.
It's like a sarcophagus.
What Chris said.
It's more of a sarcophagus than
Thank-
an urn.
Thank you very much, my friend.
Tell us about the Walking Dead trailer.
Yeah, so that was a long one of literally just like montage of Rick and his group destroying some zombies.
course.
You know the bodyguard of King Ezekiel is this guy who's
What, the
got
fat
this
chubby
huge
one?
axe, yeah, and you finally see him use it. He's
Oh, really?
slicing a zombie in half. So people are like, yes! So I always see on the comments on like YouTube whenever these trailers are out, it's like, when is he going to use this huge axe?
Yeah.
But there's nothing really given away. It's just really them, like, I guess
Setting up.
for I don't know if they're fighting the zombies more in the new series or Negan more.
Negan,
I think a bit of both. But
They didn't capture Negan at the end of last season, did they?
No.
No.
So they got.
oh no, they didn't
No.
capture him.
They'll need to capture him.
But at the end of the
Well-
trailer, there is so it's a time jump. There's supposed to be like from the end of this season, there's supposed to be like a 3-year
Oh really?
difference to the next season.
Oh wow.
So maybe a bit of work has been done in between when they come back into it then.
No. So this season,
Yeah.
coming up, is following straight on.
Oh,
but
right.
the end of this season
Yeah.
ends, and then the next season will be 3 years later. So
Ah.
at the end of the trailer for this season, you see Rick and he's like in a hospital bed, but he's like well old,
Yeah.
or 3 years older, I assume.
Damn.
But
Okay.
the thing that I noticed that they were talking to the scavengers again in it.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. 'Cause
Bastards.
they fucked them over. Excuse my French.
I still need to watch the second half of Series 7, but I just can't bring myself to do it. It's so repetitive, man. How many series has it been renewed for?
Don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think there's an end in sight.
Yeah, they didn't say that they had a planned ending.
No,
Okay.
but
Any more trailers that anyone's seen?
I'm watching Riverdale now.
Is there a Rick and Morty trailer? Or
well, there's the first episode's already out. Isn't it?
oh, okay, I haven't
Yeah.
seen that. I've just finished watching Series 2. It's so funny. Man.
Krypton had a little teaser, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
It wasn't. There was nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing,
It was pretty
no.
much nothing,
What about The Gift? Did anyone watch that one?
yeah.
No, I haven't watched that yet either.
No.
I'm watching the Riverdale season 2 one now.
Okay. Well.
They've extended Riverdale to 22 episodes.
Oh,
Really?
I thought you were going to say seasons. I was like, that's long though still.
Yeah, it's well.
Shooters come back out on Netflix, which I'm looking forward to watching.
Shooter,
Yeah.
as in the film with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same plot, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Like assassinating
so.
the president. Or
But he's been framed for it, yeah.
Yeah.
Same plot, yeah.
oh, cool. I
That's
love that
it.
film.
Yeah.
That's so jokes.
That's a decent film.
It's a decent first series as well. Second series started off alright, so.
Yeah.
See it. I'll tell you what though, other news, Doctor Who being a woman. That was
Oh, yeah.
a bit of controversy in the thing.
I don't watch Doctor Who, so I don't really.
I think it's I think it's good. I don't have a problem with it.
Well, especially considering the BBC just got called out for their gender pay gap.
yeah.
But the thing is, like, I'm sure I remember an episode where the Doctor said he couldn't be a woman, but then he also said he couldn't transform.
More than 10 times.
Yeah, and he did it. So that's where he can now do whatever, really, isn't it? And like loads of people are like, oh, but it won't be the same. Like she'll act really silly and stuff like. But no, she won't, because she's an actress, so she'll be good and she'll do it the
Yeah.
way Doctor is. So I think it'll be good. I think she's a good actress as well. I can't remember what she was in though.
Broadchurch.
No, I haven't watched that.
Oh.
Oh, she's in Black Mirror, I think, in one of the episodes.
Okay.
I think she.
The thing, like Doctor Who, like that is a pretty genderless title. So
Well, yeah.
it could be whoever. Like it's about time that there's more, equality. It should just be whoever's the best person for the job, not we need to get a woman, we need to get ethnic minority. Like obviously women and ethnic minorities and disabled actors need more exposure, but it should. We need to get to the point where it's not like a big thing.
yeah.
Ooh, I'm glad you brought that up, because John Boyega called out Game of Thrones because he says that there's not enough. There's no black characters, and like Lord of the Rings, there's no black people in it. So he's like, it's got to represent like today's society. But then George R. Martin comes back saying that it's not supposed to represent today's society because it's in another universe.
It's a fantasy universe.
Like,
Plus, it's set during
hundreds
the
of
medieval
years
time,
ago,
right?
sort of thing. So, what do you guys think of that? Like, should films have to have a quota or?
No, I don't think so.
Well, no, they shouldn't.
I think there's. I think obviously Hollywood is dominated by white men, and like TV and film. So that's probably that is the reason why there's more white male kind of centric narratives.
Mm-hmm.
But there's things like Black Panther is from the trailers and the posters. It seems like that is a cast of predominantly African Americans. You wouldn't say to them, you need more white people in this, do you? Would you? Or you wouldn't go to like Bollywood or Nollywood and say, there's not enough diversity in these films. They are representative of their culture. Nowadays, our culture is more diverse. But for something like Lord of the Rings, that's set in Middle Earth or medieval times, I don't know, like, it's not right, but like Game of Thrones is predominantly white, but they did have more diverse characters when they went over to Essos, didn't they? So like Yunkai and kind of, I guess they were predominantly slaves, which is problematic in itself, but yeah, I don't know.
It's all about how
Game
the
of
source material is written, because if it's written a certain way, then you have to go a certain way with it.
Yeah. But it's like J.K. Rowling said, she never wrote, when Hermione was cast as black in the the theatre production, the child, something.
Cursed Child.
She said she never, no, unless it specifically states this actor must be male, this actor must be over the age of 20 or white or whatever, then it should just be whoever's good for the job.
Yeah.
It's like people like, Black Bond. So, his name's James Bond. It's like, James is a name for any person.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't have to be a white man. So,
No.
hopefully we'll see. There should be another James Bond coming out soon as well, right?
Yeah, Daniel Craig's been announced as James Bond again.
He's coming back, isn't he?
Oh, okay.
Despite slagging it off.
Yeah.
He was like,
and saying he's never going to do it again.
Shit.
Yeah. But he's going to do another one.
But what do you think about your issue that you raised then?
I don't think it's an issue, but I think that it's just like, I don't know, I can never experience it from John Boyega's point of view, because he's saying that it's not representative of everyone in society, which is fair, but I totally understand that the point that it's, it's a totally different world. But, yeah, I mean, what more is there to say?
Exactly.
Chris, Joe, Obi, thoughts?
I'm of the same mindset as Ollie. Like, it is what it is. Just...
I did notice, watching The Hobbit, so because you were talking about, you said Lord of the Rings, because The Hobbit, there's like one black lady there's a scene, and they have her in, they do the same scene from like 4 different angles, so it looks like there's 4 black people, but it's the same woman. They like move her around. Terrible.
Any thoughts?
I mean, there's nothing. I don't see why they couldn't have more
No.
diverse actors and actresses in it. Because if it is a different universe, then why not?
Yeah.
But
It all depends on the source material that they're going from. If it's
all depends on George R.R. Martin, mate.
if it's something that has come, if they're remaking something that was done years ago, then yeah, cool, keep it the same. If it's a completely new IP, do whatever you want with it. That's what I was.
Okay, well, let's talk about the episode of Game of Thrones then. So,
GOT.
first episode of Series 7.
It started off with a bang.
Okay,
I
well,
love the stuff.
Spoilers.
Glenn's had an erection for the past 6 months. We're waiting for this to come out,
So, excuse me. With that first scene, it was really, really good, yeah. But do you think it might have been better if that was the last scene of the episode?
Yeah, I think so, because I think, again, like when I was talking about Lion King last week, started off really well, and then the rest of the episode was like, kind of tailed off. And especially like...
it wouldn't have made sense though, would it?
I know, because
she's-
it ended the way the last episode ended, I know, but I was thinking, like, in terms of just that episode alone, it would have been, like, I think you would have been a bit more gassed if it ended that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I knew it was her anyway.
Oh, yeah. No, it was only when I originally thought it was just like a flashback.
Yeah, I thought
Before,
it was a flashback.
Yeah,
at the
same.
point before she then killed Frey.
Right.
But then as soon as they were passing that wire, and then he said to the girl, "Oh, not for you."
Yeah,
then I was like,
you
okay,
knew
okay, it's
immediately,
Arya
yeah.
Stark, and they're gonna poison everyone, which I was pretty sick, to be honest. Good for them.
Yeah. About time House Frey got
So
fucking
how
wrecked.
far is that place from like Winterfell?
Miles.
Is it far away?
Well, I think on the map.
How big's this map? Because
Massive.
winter's now coming.
It's
So how long they
fucking
been?
massive.
I
Where'd you
always
ask?
think of it.
Why'd you ask how far it is?
I'm just curious how far
Like,
away
if
she
she
is.
could
from,
go
like-
to Winterfell.
I'm just curious, I'm curious how far she is away from like John's.
I think of
John's
it as in as a map of the UK.
Right, yeah, that's
So
what that's what
I
I think.
think of the wall as like Hadrian's Wall,
Scotland.
and I imagine that
Them wildlings. Them Scottish wildlings.
I imagine that Winterfell was kind of where Manchester or Liverpool would be, and at the
Winterfell's the Stark house, isn't it?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
and then like
Oh,
the
mate.
twins would be
This
like
is
where
it.
Birmingham is, maybe.
Birmingham.
Oh, I
I don't
King's
know.
Land is like London, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So
Fair enough. But what was I going to say? She's not even going to Winterfell. She's going to King's Landing to
Yeah.
kill Cersei. So good luck.
with the help of Ed Sheeran.
Yeah,
Oh, so pointless.
it was a really pointless camera. Like,
And rubbish. His acting was actually not good as well.
he only had like 2 lines, to be fair to him.
I need poorly with those 2
I
lines.
feel like,
He was
no,
singing.
but I
He's
was
like,
yeah.
it's the new one,
Is that-
isn't it?
yeah,
I
I
was
was-
like, is that going to be in his new album?
I was literally thinking like,
I thought
okay,
he was
so
gonna
they
say-
had to get him on. They had to get him to sing.
They
as well.
generally
Give him a
they
loop.
generally could have like cut that whole bit out and not had it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's probably going to lose his head in the next episode.
Yeah.
Probably not going to be in it ever
But,
again.
I didn't mind it, but I know I was just watching because obviously a lot of people like getting
Everyone
well angry
hates
about
it.
it. But I was just thinking
Not even
like,
that bad.
why was he here? I was like, this is just a
Yeah.
pointless.
It's
cameo.
pointless, but everyone's giving it such a hard
Yeah.
time.
For me,
And I had the other guy from This Is England, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thomas.
But
whatever
for
his name
me, like Ed Sheeran is so famous, and the fact that he isn't an actor, like, took me out of the suspension of disbelief.
is. Yeah.
So like Jim Broadbent turns up, and you're like, okay, I know he's a famous actor, and he was in Harry Potter and this, that, and the other. But it's like he's an actor, so I believe his new character. Where you got Ed Sheeran, and I was like,
And he was singing as well.
what's Ed Sheeran doing?
This is good for Obi's question.
Yeah,
But
is he-
he was not a good actor.
He's not one of the best actors or actresses that acted but didn't start off as an actor. No, you don't.
I was going to say to you, did you see the Jigsaw trailer? That's completely off
I did.
topic.
Yes.
Yeah,
Can't wait for
completely
that.
off topic.
But so Bran's now finally back down other side of the wall.
Yes.
But Jon Snow's no longer in Castle Black.
That's so annoying.
Oh, that's the thing.
That's
like,
so annoying.
they always just miss each other.
Ugh.
But that was the best thing about season 6 when Sansa and Jon finally meet again. I was like,
So
yes.
wait,
It's like 1 episode.
Oh, so
like
thingy
punching
in,
the air.
they didn't meet, did they? No.
No, 'cause they were at the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And he's at Winterfell.
That is
Basically,
long.
Bran has fucked everything.
Yeah. I mean, I hate his characters.
Why?
Oh, because
Big-
he's just such a little, I don't know, nugget. He's just lying there. Just like,
That's so mean. But he's fucked everything because you know that old man that he was getting the training off.
Yeah.
He basically holds the enchantment of that forest, which the White Walkers couldn't get past. But now he's past the wall. That enchantment has now finished
it's also because he was touched
as well.
by the Night King, so
Yeah.
he has the brand.
Yeah.
So they can now know where he is.
So
Yeah,
they can
exactly.
go past this forest to the wall.
No,
But
that-
they can't get over the wall, right?
Of course I can.
They get.
Well, the wall is there to protect them, but I think because Bran's,
That's what
Uh,
I'm saying. Bran.
yeah, like because they now have a bond.
Oh,
Yeah.
is this another name trick? Brand. Oh, here we go. We're gonna have another Hodor again, isn't it? Flipping out.
Fucking hell. But
Oh,
yeah,
I had a theory. So every time someone dies, do they turn up as a zombie White Walker in the Far North? Or
They're not
whatever?
burned.
Yeah.
If they're not burnt. Because I was like, does that mean there's a headless Ned Stark zombie
No, Ned Stark's
walking
alive.
around?
Ned Stark's alive.
Huh?
Ned Stark's alive.
Because there's the troll.
You can keep dreaming, mate.
The giant, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
You
he's
heard the
like
thing?
got
Have you
like
seen
a
the
funny
theory?
eye, and
No.
I
Yeah.
thought that might have been the
Yeah,
giant who got
that-
shot in
at
the
the
arrow.
end.
Yeah. So I was like, Ned Stark's up there, mate. He's somewhere.
Well, tell us about the Ned Stark theory then, Opes.
I'm just trying to find the link so I can.
wait, there's a
Say
theory
properly.
that Ned Stark is alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm just trying to.
Well, if John's
it
no,
didn't.
came back
To
to
be
life.
fair, it didn't make. It wasn't like.
He got his head chopped off.
No, well, So I think.
Okay, you can. You can
what I remember from reading it is that if all of the Stark children are able to walk,
To what?
walk, which is to
Go
like
into
transfer their
animals.
consciousness to animals,
Right.
and it's explored more in the book because I think Arya still feels, her dog gets
Yeah.
sent away.
Yeah.
She in the books, I'm pretty sure she still feels
I've
some
still
sort of
got the
connection.
link. Yeah.
So obviously Bran can and
Yeah.
John can, I think.
Has that been shown in the TV? I know Bran, obviously.
I don't
but
think so.
I think John did it a little bit, didn't he?
but there's maybe.
I can't remember.
But there's
So all
Anyway.
their dogs died.
Because didn't it happen when
most of them.
didn't
Monster
it?
Love.
And didn't the
Or two.
dogs go mad when the family got killed at the Red Wedding?
Mm.
So maybe that was.
But
I
there's
mean,
a-
they could have done it as well, technically. Oh, but the dogs died though, didn't they?
Yeah, but there's a theory that if Bran can do it and some of the other Stark
Yeah.
children, then they must have got it from somewhere, which is likely to be like a Stark
Ned,
thing.
Yeah.
So that just before he got his head chopped off, he would have walked into.
Because the first thing you see when he gets head chopped off is a crow flying off into the distance. So they were saying
People are
that-
reading way too
And
much.
they were saying
into
that when his
cinematography.
head was on top of the when his head was on top of on the spike,
Yeah.
that it didn't really like. Obviously, it looked a little bit.
The sensor says that it doesn't look like
Yeah.
him or something.
So something like that. So saying like, oh,
No, people are
Well,
reading way
I don't
too
know.
much into
But all-
everything.
How would that be? How sick would that be? Yeah, at the very end, once the throne has been decided, you just see
It's just a
you
crow.
just see you see this like this shadow of a character come into the light and like walk into the room and like say like John sitting on the throne and it's just Ned there just standing there like I'm proud of you, son.
I'd cry.
Oh mate,
I'd cry.
Well enough.
I'm saying if Ned Stark,
And then he gets a sword from the throne and stabs him and he's like,
I
I'm
would-
king, bitch.
Oh, if that happened,
If
I would
Ned-
just be watching the TV going, that's shit.
if Ned Stark came back to life, the Game of Thrones is confirmed as the greatest TV show of all time. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
instead of GOT, GOAT.
Innit?
Wow.
Yeah.
Game of all friends, greatest of all time. But there's also there's another theory that it could be he could be a faceless man. So he
Yeah.
could have, maybe Ned Stark's face is somewhere, but
Maybe he's all of this.
That would
Like,
make
maybe
more
he's
sense
the
than
maybe he's
Jack
the
Or maybe he's just dead.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
Well,
would get over it.
No, never.
it's not true.
They were saying, the guy who was sick of who's teaching Arya how to fight
Yeah.
in season 1, Syria. They're saying, what if he was jacking her guy and jacking was Ned Stark or something like that.
And then she told
fuck's
Ned
sake.
Stark to kill himself.
That would be cool though, because if like obviously Arya was training with Jack in Bravos, and if that was Ned, oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. Because the theory about Jon being a Targaryen is pretty much true, isn't it? So hopefully that will get explored more.
So how would he be able to communicate with his wolf? That means
Because he's got Stark blood, because his mum was
So basically,
Lyanna Stark.
he is the best because he's got best of both worlds.
Pretty
That's the
much.
bow.
So
He
what
could
do we...
probably walk into a dragon.
Oh my, I was literally
That-
just going to say that.
That would be sick. That would be sick.
And there's 3 dragons.
Yeah.
Like,
So
Trust me, Daddy.
Cersei seems like she's like losing her mind, basically. What do we think's gonna happen?
Who,
Her-
Cersei?
mate, she wasn't even phased
Jaime.
that Tommen dropped out the window.
No, secretly she is.
I think she is, but
She-
she's trying to keep her brave.
Yeah,
keep
she's
right
going
front.
through that stage of
Yeah.
just craziness.
I genuinely
I think Jamie's proper scared.
But Tomlin's not dead.
Huh?
Tomlin's not dead.
Why?
He's an assassin now.
Oh, he's a fucking wet blanket. He can
Yeah.
die.
Be the worst assassin.
She's
ever.
making allegiances with Euron
Yeah.
Greyjoy, so that'll be interesting.
I thought she was going to get married for a moment, and then I realised she would kill him. So
Yeah. So obviously, like he's gonna take the Armada and fight Theon and Daenerys.
He's a waste man.
I still think that Jaime might kill her because she's batshit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I just thinking loads actually happens in every episode. So much detail in every episode.
It's
Well,
just
that-
a
the
lot
other
of
big news is Dragon Lady is now in Westeros, isn't it?
yes.
She's across the sea.
Did anyone else find that quite anticlimactic?
Yes.
Yes.
As
100%.
as is most of her scenes.
Yeah. True.
I knew things like as soon as like she was walking around the place and not saying anything, I knew that she was just going to be like say something like, "Oh yeah, should we start?" And then it would just end.
Yeah.
I was like, for God's sake! Like,
You don't think that was sick? I was
No,
like,
man.
yeah.
I want some
Wait,
more live.
don't they have to
That's
go there
banging.
now to get the dragon glass
Yeah,
as well?
John
Yeah.
has to go there, yeah.
Bet they still miss each other.
How convenient was by the way that Sam was just he was going through the library, picks up 2 books and one of the book just happened to say, "Oh yeah, all the dragon glass is here, by the way. That's what we need to be."
It's a bit of a Deus Ex Machina moment.
To be fair though, he has been there for a while. It looks, and he has been reading the books. Like,
But yeah, he just grabbed 2 books from the forbidden
The
place.
restricted place, didn't he?
He just grabbed 2 books and had the thing in it. Of all the books that are probably in there.
And because that woman that he's living with, can she read
Gilly.
or she can't read?
She can read now.
She can read now.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like she's just stumbling across the books, looking through a page and be like, "What's this?" And like, "Oh my god!"
All the little babies just like rips it up and is like,
What was the So you know when he's cleaning out all the shit and stuff and doing all that stuff.
that was joking.
That was buzz,
He was
man.
gagging. He was just like,
That was so nasty. And someone like he was taking someone's thing out of the river. Someone grabbed onto him. Who was that?
Jorah Mormont.
What's it?
Wait,
Yeah,
so
Dragon's
he
Stone.
grabbed onto him.
Yeah.
Well, he actually
Didn't
touched
grab-
his.
No, he almost did, but yeah, you see his
He's
grey
right,
scaled
he's
arm.
right.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that was him.
Because he asked about Daenerys, didn't he?
Khaleesi, yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh,
he goes
I
to
see.
Old Town to try and because that's where all the medicines.
Yeah.
Try and find a cure, and obviously they've locked him up. But yeah, Jonah.
So he's
Jorah,
going to
sorry.
break out of jail and go on a mad rampage.
Well, he can touch her as much as he likes. So
if he can touch Cersei, that'd be hilarious. Because then she'd die of grayscale, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
but no,
Does Grace
no,
agree?
but he has touched her.
Eventually-
He has touched her. That's the point, isn't it?
What,
'Cause-
Cersei?
Yeah, no, not Cersei. Sorry, no, sorry.
No,
I thought you were
he
He
talking
hasn't
about-
touched Daenerys since he had the grayscale.
Yeah, he has.
When?
I swear he has. I thought
don't think
Daenerys
he-
had something because she's Targaryen, where she can't get affected by.
Oh, maybe.
Oh my.
Does that mean Dragonflame could cure it? Maybe.
Maybe.
Wait.
But yeah, so back to the anticlimactic nature of that. I thought, could have been more triumphant, could have been a bit more of a fanfare. Because we've been waiting 7 series for this. And it just kind of like, they rock up on a boat. It's like, oh, here we are, open the doors.
What do you want then? Like fireworks and shit.
Oh, I don't know, I want like... I
Red
wanted
carpet
to see
trumpets.
the dragons settle in. I wanted to see...
Settling.
I wanted.
This is my room.
bed.
I wanted more dialogue. Than
Yeah.
just that one sentence.
Yeah, I don't know. I half expected Stannis to still be there. To be
Fuck
honest.
Stannis.
You know the guy who played Gendry, one who was in Skins and
Yeah.
The bastard.
yeah, he showed up at the premiere for Series 7.
Did he?
So I'm wondering if
He is in this season because he tweeted out, I finally stopped rowing.
really,
Yeah.
because he rode away from Dragonstone,
Wait, who?
Gendry.
What is this? The Skins guy?
Robert's bastard.
So he was sent away from Dragonstone, wasn't he?
Yeah.
In the boat by Davos.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe he didn't get very far and has been living on Dragonstone because Dragonstone's pretty much been empty since Stannis left it.
Yeah, sure.
So he might because the synopsis for episode 2 says that Daenerys meets an unexpected visitor. So I'm thinking it might be him, and obviously he's got royal blood, but
Yeah.
he could, help her out or something. I don't know.
Well, he's got the real claim to the throne, hasn't he? Technically, it is his.
Yeah, they're all usurpers, though, aren't they? Really.
With an unexpected guest, couldn't it also be someone from Winterfell? Because
Jon.
obviously now
Yeah.
they've got to go there. 'Cause that's what kills White Walkers, right?
That's assuming the Raven's been sent to Jon.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, it was a good episode. It's a lot of setting up, but
Yeah,
I feel
it's a
like
good
they
start,
did
I
that
think.
quite efficiently.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a solid start.
And then we got the Hound with
Oh
with,
yeah. I like the
with
Hound.
Beric
I've
Dondarrion.
come round. I wasn't too fond of him, but I've come round.
Who's that?
The Hound.
Oh,
I really like him now.
I'm half expecting him to bump into Arya on the road again.
yeah. I genuinely thought we were meant to be seeing something in the flames, and I was looking at him like,
Yeah, that
I was like, "There's something happening here. What is this?"
would have been sick
Yeah.
if they'd actually done that.
I liked how he called the guy with a top knot like a bald cunt or something.
That's like a top knot, such a modern reference.
Yeah.
Is his brother the Mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wait till he sees him.
Yeah, exactly.
Them two are gonna fight.
They're gonna doke it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
definitely.
Duke it out.
Let's hope so.
What else happened?
Um,
What do we cover? There's like John and all them like Winterfell, and they was having like the little
Yeah, come on.
keep that in your mind. Whatever you're gonna say. They were having like the little debate about whether or not they should kick people out of their homes and stuff like that. And you had like Lady Mormont piping up and
Oh,
stuff.
she's
She's
so,
jokes, man.
She's
She's
so
jokes.
funny, man.
And then
Sansa.
Sansa, was like kind of like what's it called?
He was saying she was undermining him.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the word. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, she was undermining him. To be fair, I was like,
a little bit. Yeah.
I was just thinking like, sit in private, man. Don't because in that well, probably in most like situations like that, if you appear as like weak in front of like your followers and stuff like that, they're going to start doubting you.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
you have to keep unified in those sorts of situations.
Yeah,
You have to
but-
say that sort of
True,
thing.
but it's good
You
to
have to say
have,
it behind closed doors.
good to have. Yeah, but it's good to have that other person who's challenging your demands. Otherwise, you'd be a dictator, pretty much, wouldn't you?
I guess.
What do you think then? Do you reckon John's too soft?
No,
Or-
No, he
No,
did the
no,
right thing.
Thing is, I think he's got the backing of everyone because he's united people. He's united people from all over.
Yeah.
And he's bringing them together to do this big battle, and they're actually backing him. While Sansa's like taking the opinion of Cersei and Littlefinger, and she's kind of been a little bit warped, especially with everything that's happened to her. It's not exactly the greatest story.
Well, I wouldn't say she's been warped. I'd say she's looking at it from another angle and being like, this is what it could lead to.
Well, I think Cersei's warped. So
Do you think Sansa's gonna be kind of towards Cersei's kind of?
I think she's gonna die.
What, Sansa?
Yeah, I think Littlefinger's gonna kill her or something. He's gonna get pissed off and
What?
kill
I
her.
don't think so. He loves her too much to kill her.
Yeah, that's so
That's
random.
accidental, isn't it?
No.
Like,
Do we think any more of the Stark children will die?
Who we got?
Bran.
So there's four of them in there.
No,
Jon,
Bran-
Bran, Sansa, and
Arya.
Bran will get like left somewhere, and he'll just.
Maybe Arya.
I feel really sorry for Rickon because he
Arya
basically
won't-
did
Arya
nothing
won't
the
die.
whole series and then he just died with an arrow.
Yeah, but he needs to just resolve his storyline.
Yeah.
I think Arya might die because she had that list, didn't she, of like people she wants to kill. I reckon once she's done with that, she's like, it's kind of me done. To be honest.
Romeo done.
Yeah, but
Yeah, drop the mic.
But does she now have to kill the Hound again because he's not dead?
She doesn't know that.
Then
No, I
she
think
crossed
she-
him off
she-
the list
yeah,
because they're mates now.
Yeah,
Oh.
they
and
made
plus
amends.
she's kind of a god. So
What?
I can't see her dying.
It's not a god.
In what sense?
She can.
Well-
if you stab her, she's dead.
What? 'Cause she's a faceless person.
Yeah.
She's pretty dense. Not dense in like a physical way, but
Well, she can disappear
Oh, cool.
from anyone by putting on another face, and she
True.
can be anywhere at
How
any
did she
time.
do that? Put on someone's face. Does she have to kill them to then have their face?
I think.
Because if she kills
You-
Cersei, she could wear her face and be
I
like,
think
wait.
You don't have to. The person doesn't have to be dead for you to wear their face. I think. So I think she can literally just put on anybody's face.
yeah,
Ah.
don't know how that works.
No,
to
me
be
neither.
honest. Just one of those things you just accept
Yeah.
it.
Cool.
She's the
But you-
faceless god.
You'd assume that she would kill him though, because otherwise her cover would probably be blown. If it's someone major.
Don't know.
Yeah. Fair play, fair play.
Okay. Well, the next one's out tomorrow, so looking forward to that.
Any predictions?
Although when you say this, it's actually out 4 days ago.
Yeah. Whenever we end up putting this online.
Any predictions? Well, yeah.
Ed Sheeran dies.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever going to come back in.
Fight
No, I think
with
yeah. I don't think
the army from King's Landing.
Say again.
The Unsullied have a big fight with the army from King's Landing.
Well, you think that's the next episode?
Maybe not in the next episode,
Oh, okay.
but that is in the trailer for this season. So
Yeah.
What do you lot think about
and
the
yeah, sorry. go on.
the trends nowadays for having trailers for episodes of TV shows?
I don't know.
Really pisses me off.
I love it. If it's an hour-long episode, you're like, yeah, I want a little bit of something.
You gotta
And
watch
if you
it
can't
anyway.
wait, if you can't wait,
Nah, man. Because sometimes they put spoilers in there, and you're like, oh,
yeah, and
Did-
nah, man.
It's stupid.
No.
Like, I'm gonna watch it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a trailer for the series, yeah, fair enough. And then you know, oh, this bit from the trailer hasn't happened yet, so I'll keep watching.
Yeah.
So they don't need to. They literally, people are gonna watch Game of Thrones regardless of whether they do a trailer.
Yeah, it's true.
So stop doing that, please, HBO. You heard it here.
Hear us now.
Exactly. Okay, well, let's talk about Dunkirk. So 4 out of 5 of us have seen it.
who hasn't seen it?
I haven't seen
I
Joe.
haven't seen
Oh,
it.
you haven't seen it either, Chris. Okay. Well, let's talk about Dunkirk. It's the story of the Dunkirk rescue. So there was about 400,000 soldiers stranded on Dunkirk beach during World War II. Dunkirk's in the north of France, and it was basically an operation to try and get these soldiers back to Britain.
1 second, sorry. So the place they're called Dunkirk in France, was that like taken over by Scotland or somewhere in England at some point? Because Dunkirk is not a very French name.
I think
Fair enough.
the way it's spelt is anglicised. I think it might be with a QU, but possibly because like Brittany is I think it might be derived from Britain, or maybe Britain's derived from Brittany. Don't know.
Just thought of this randomly. In The Untouchables, Driss was talking about Dunkirk in that and how All the women who come from there are ugly. Anyway, that just popped into my head. But yeah, sorry, carry on what you said.
So this story is a triptych narrative, so it follows one story from the land, one story from the sea, and one story from the air.
Right.
We've got Tom Hardy's fighter pilot. You've got Mark Rylance and his little boat travelling from Weymouth to go to Dunkirk to try and save the soldiers, and then Harry Styles and some other soldiers on the land trying to get back to Britain.
So it's all based on one like battle or thing.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not really a battle. There is a bit of like aerial combat and stuff, but it's mostly about getting the soldiers back to Britain. So you see throughout the film. Are you gonna watch it?
Yeah,
you can tell. You can spoil it. You can spoil it.
There's not anything to spoil.
No,
Yeah.
there's a lot that happens. Like the Navy, their ships kind of load soldiers on and they get blown up, and then eventually they have to resort to like civilian boats. They call on those. I guess they conscript them and say, come over and help us take these people back. And I guess they're probably smaller targets as well. So might be easier that way. So yeah, it just follows that really.
What do we think of the structure of the film? Because at first I was well confused.
I was a bit confused.
Because I was like, how is it nighttime in Dunkirk and yet they're on the boat and it's sunny?
I like it. I like the way Chris Nolan
It's
structures
kind of like
films.
a Tarantino kind of
timeline,
wasn't
so
it?
these three narratives interconnect, but they're all set during different. Each segment is a different time. So length of time. So the aerial fight is 1 hour. That whole section is spread over 1 hour.
Oh, that's what that meant.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes more sense.
The
now.
boat is
not
one
at
day. So
Yeah.
that is one entire day, and then the
3
actual
weeks.
land bit is
It's
1
1
week.
1 week, that was it.
So
See, that makes sense now. I was thinking like, yeah, okay, I get it now.
they all cut in between one another, and they all eventually,
Oh.
like a lot of Christopher Nolan films do, kind of neatly
Like a
come
jigsaw
together.
puzzle, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Was
but
there a lot of explosions? Because Chris Nolan
Very
he
lot.
loves to overdo it,
There's
and
a
he
lot of
loves it.
explosions.
It's loud.
Was it Chris Nolan did
Yeah.
Transformers?
No, it's
No.
Michael Bay.
Oh gosh, thank God.
But I thought the beginning of the film was quite good. You know, with the 5 men or whoever it was, and they were just like
in the streets.
in the streets, and then suddenly just started shooting.
See, I've got a big problem with this film, and it's that it's a war movie. So war you expect to be gruesome, bloody, things like that. This film was a 12A, so they censored it heavily. So there was none of that, and that really bugged me.
Okay.
You wanted to see like limbs and stuff.
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
it's something that shocks you. I mean, you can't really have some like these troops getting killed on the beach when they're getting raided, you know, from the planes coming down, and you're like, I don't know, they're just kind of like firing it off really quickly, and it's just like people are just lying on the floor, as if like, you know, no one's been affected. But
Does it reduce your empathy for them?
yeah, perhaps, probably.
Because it's funny, because last week we were talking about War for the Planet of the Apes and how that was quite dark, and again, it's not gory, but it was quite violent, and you do see some like injury detail. Whereas, but again, that's probably because it's apes, so they can get away with it. Because again, it's like, oh, they're just apes. But this is human. I think it definitely would be a bit more impactful if you see more of the suffering.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, that's quite a sadistic thing to say, but there
But
was.
you know, yeah, you'd have that sense of empathy. Because like you see how these guys are like shaken up. Obviously, you know, like war changes people, but
apart from Cillian Murphy's character, none of the rest of them seem that impacted by it, really. Which again, I was a bit confused by. It seemed like quite a matter-of-fact film. Like there didn't seem to be much. It got emotionless. It kind of just seemed like
I think that as well.
one thing happened.
Yeah.
Okay, move on to the next thing. It was like there was no kind of consequences to what's happened. So there's a lot of shots of people almost drowning,
Right.
or you know being submerged and panicking, and then when they're out, they're like, okay, cool. So there's one part, and this isn't really spoiler, like where a fighter pilot goes into the sea, and he can't open his hatch to get out.
Yeah.
And he's like panicking, and then he gets out, and he's like, "Oh, hey guys," you know, just like just.
Is that afternoon?
Yeah. It's like, if I've just spent the last like few minutes like running out of oxygen trying to escape from my thing, I would be shook.
Is it because would it maybe be because they've been through so much already that it's not affecting them as much?
I don't know, because maybe you wouldn't panic if you're kind of used to those situations in the first place. But yeah, so it kind of felt a bit cold. It kind of felt like the whole presentation was very, like, not by numbers, but it was just like, this happens and this happens, rather than the lack of kind of emotional investment that you'd have in these characters. And the fact that a lot of them aren't named.
Barely any of them are named.
So
I can't remember anyone's name apart from
George.
So
but most of the characters aren't really named. So again, you don't have that connection with them.
Yeah.
But then I think, is that because there were so many soldiers at war, so many people die, and you don't know their names, that maybe that was a conscious effort?
But as well, when was this set in
1940.
1940. So it was sort of already in the war. People would have already known everything about themselves. They wouldn't explain. I don't know what I'm trying to say. So they wouldn't go into that much detail about themselves that far into the war if it's set in that particular. Do you know what I mean?
True, yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah,
they
so they wouldn't be sitting down and say, oh, you know,
yeah, like
have you got a wife?
Around the campfire. Yeah, so I'd imagine that level of character depth wasn't there.
I think it might have been a conscious effort, but again, I think it needed that point of investment with the audience. So I kind of didn't really care about any of the characters.
What did you think, Harry Styles? Great actor or not?
I thought he was alright.
I thought he was decent.
Really?
I thought he was okay. It's better than I thought he was going to be.
It didn't, for me, it didn't seem like he was. I mean, he seemed quite natural. It wasn't.
He was just so fucking bland. It was literally just like there's no ups and downs and an actor's performance. His was literally just like.
Actually, I disagree with that. I think he's probably one of the only characters who did have any range in their character, because a lot of them were quite bland. It was just like there wasn't much.
I thought the
conflict.
The main guy was pretty. Well, the main. So the one that Harry Styles was with, I can't remember his name.
The French kid.
No. The one who was defending the French kid.
Oh right.
I thought he was really bland, personally.
Yeah, they just, even like Kenneth Branagh's character, Mark Rylance, they were just kind of like, just on a level. Whereas at least Harry Styles was getting angry and stuff. So I actually quite liked his performance.
What would you rate the film?
6.5. 6.5.
Yeah, I'd say 6.5.
What about you?
I'd probably go lower, you know. For what it was, I think as well, and especially because it was a war film, I think it was 5 maybe for me.
Fair enough. I think it started.
It's average.
I would say like the first half an hour was good, and like the last, like the final like bits were pretty good. But in the middle, to be I nodded off for like 5 minutes. But
did you have a huge expectation? So I did.
Not really.
I think that's what kind of bugged me.
I didn't have a huge expectation, probably because you said to me that you didn't think it was all that. So that probably impacted my.
I do appreciate the film though, because it's a huge spectacle. Like the scale of this film is immense, and almost all of it was practical. So all the boats sinking and
I read about that.
He had thousands and thousands of extras. The planes, they were actually in the planes.
Yeah.
And the cameras and stuff. So it was a really immersive experience in the actual setting, and it was quite a claustrophobic film in terms of like, you know, when people are drowning and stuff. Yeah. But it's just that. But the only part that wasn't immersive was into the characters.
Right.
So I kind of. Yeah, you kind of feel in a sense that you're there, but you don't really care about who you're, you know, quote unquote interacting with. But yeah, the fact that the vistas that he puts on screen are incredible. But just the actual drive of the film wasn't great.
I didn't really like any of the plane scenes personally.
Why not?
I thought they were a bit confusing. I wasn't really sure who was talking to who and who they were shooting at, and if they were hitting with these shots. What was going on, and there was a point at the end with Tom Hardy, and he was in the plane, and his propeller stopped going. So I thought he'd like run out of fuel or something.
Go down.
And that's what I thought he was going down into the thing.
And
then
weird
he was gliding, and then some other plane went down into the water, and everyone started cheering, and then he was like flying off, and then at the end he got out of the thing and he got grabbed by was he get grabbed by Nazis or?
Yeah, would have been.
But did that bug you? Do you think he should have just crashed his plane and then got on the boat with the rest of the soldiers?
Yeah, I kind of wanted.
Why did he?
I don't know. But also, I couldn't understand a lot of the characters. So, like, Mark Rylance was speaking, I don't know if it's his natural accent, but he was speaking like a West Country accent. So, I was like, what the fuck have you just said? And then Tom Hardy, like Bane, spent 90% of the film.
Yeah.
So, obviously.
And a kid called George needlessly died. For
man.
seemingly no reason.
And again, no one does anything about that. This kid's dead in the bottom of their boat, and they're like, "Should we turn home?" It's like, "No." Okay. It's just like, you've got a rotting corpse in your boat, and you're just leaving him there. No one's upset. No one's like letting his family know. It's just
He's in the paper at the end of it.
Yeah, but they only, he only
paper.
finds out that he's dead when they rescue all those soldiers.
Yeah. I don't know. It was alright. I feel like Christopher Nolan hasn't done, and it's gonna be controversial, a great film since Inception. So I thought Dark Knight Rises was good, but nothing on the Dark Knight. I thought Interstellar was pretty bad, and
You thought Interstellar was bad?
Yeah.
I thought it was quite good.
and then this one is average. So, what's happening? Get up your game, Chris. Although I heard an interview with him, and he said he kind of alluded to the fact that this would be the start of not like a franchise, but he wants to do other war films like the Battle for Britain and stuff. He said this is like an entry point into it.
Right. Don't make them 12 A's.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that's the thing. You just got
12 A's, more emotion, and what was the last thing?
just be better.
Be better.
You heard it here, Chris. Sorry, mate. Okay. Anyone seeing anything else of note this week?
No.
Of note, no.
Yeah.
Okay, just anything. Go
I've
on,
got
Ollie.
something. So I followed up Intouchables, the French movie that Obi you were talking about last week, and I loved that film.
Yeah, man.
I was so happy. That was a proper good film.
Do you
So-
remember?
I thought it was really good.
When it
So it's about the guy who is pretty much a caregiver for someone who can't use the below the neck
Yeah.
use of their body, and it was really good because it's just nice to see like a friendship
Just a happy
out
film.
of something that like a person applying for a job unexpectedly gets it.
Yeah.
But it bugged me at the end where there was a picture of that actual two guys, and it just seemed like some fat Mexican instead of some like this guy from Senegal. I don't know why they did that. What the hell?
They got to beautify them, don't they?
Yeah.
So like at the end of Lion,
Yes,
when you see the guy, I think his name's Sonny, the guy who did get lost and finds his family again. He is a lot older and a bit chubbier than Dev Patel, who's this like tall, muscular, like good-looking guy. But well, so you liked Intouchable?
Intouchable.
Decent.
You can watch the remake with Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart.
Yeah, why
You could watch the Paul Rudd one with Rio.
Fundamentals of Caring.
Yeah, is that one? You could watch that. It's a funny, sad film,
Yeah.
and it's similar.
I had a question about Dunkirk actually. I was like, so obviously the civilian boats are conscripted to help. If you had a boat and stuff, do you reckon you would make the journey over?
No, bastard,
No.
man. You're low.
Boo!
Would you?
Admittedly, I have a fear of open water, so I drive my boat out. I'm like, you can go.
Go, Chris.
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Would you actually though?
Yeah.
If push came to shove.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those men have
You're-
been fighting to...
I ended up
my
like George
life.
at the bottom of the stairs, dead. So, no thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're a better man than I am, Chris. Would you do?
Not a clue, mate. You'd have to wait and see, mate.
It's one of those weird questions though, where you kind of have to be in the situation
It's
to
like
know
if-
what you'd do.
If
No, Obi don't, mate. Obi's like, no.
if there was a world war kicked off and you got drafted, would you go? I'm like, never.
Probably not.
Ever.
No.
From first,
I would die
first-
straight away.
I would have first flown back to Nigeria, mate. See you after the war's finished.
I'll come join you.
Innit?
We start a new life in
Forget that.
Abuja.
Call me a coward, mate. I don't care. I don't give a monkeys.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't think I would. I would. I like the idea of it, but I don't. In practicalities, I don't think I would. So yeah, I'm probably a bit of a coward. I want to survive.
It's all about survival, isn't it?
Yeah. What else have you seen this week then, Ollie?
So yeah, a few things were on the list. Spider-Man, following Obi again. Leading by example, mate. Leading by example. So, Spider-Man 1, 2 and 3 with Tobey Maguire. Those films are sick.
They're really good, aren't they?
Wait, you never,
they
you
are.
never watched them before?
Yeah, I have.
Oh.
A long
So
time ago,
good.
but I had to rewatch it because at the end of the last podcast when we were at mine, the one with Andrew Garfield was on. I was like, this is shit. And then so I rewatched the Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. I was like, yes.
But you didn't fancy
All about Doc Ock, mate.
You didn't
All
fancy
about
the
Doc
Amazing
Ock.
Spider-Man one?
Nah.
No?
With a lizard.
Yeah.
Nah. Rubbish. Balls.
Fair enough.
Oh, what did you think of Spider-Man 3 then? Because that one's often maligned.
Yeah, no, that one's so good.
I actually quite like that. When I remember liking it when it came out, so that's I haven't revisited them. So again, I reckon if
I
I
had to watch that one.
if I rewatched it, I'll probably think it was crap.
Yeah.
Because I rewatched La La Land yesterday, and
Your opinion's changed.
it was terrible. It was terrible.
La La Land was one of the worst films I've ever seen.
That wasn't
It
that
was
bad.
rubbish.
It wasn't that bad.
I think
I can't say it's one of the worst things you've ever seen.
No,
it's not
that
that
is a bit
bad.
of an over
That's an
exaggeration.
exaggeration.
Like this
It's
year?
not a great film.
It's average.
At all.
It's
I
average.
think I was caught up in the moment. And then I watched it again yesterday, and even though I was singing along, I was like, this is
Shit.
shocking. And I still don't like the ending.
No. Really well.
But I rewatched Grease, and
Really?
that
Great
is a film that just continues to be great.
Timeless.
Like
Timeless.
it kind of jumps time quite a bit, but it is.
Who cares?
Grease is
Grease.
the word.
Don't
mate.
and fly off in the car.
But there's a Grease too as well.
Oh god,
Yeah.
is there?
Yeah,
Seven-
about
really
Pinky
shit.
in it.
Yeah. Really
Oh,
shit.
right.
Really shit.
That's her name.
Double
I can't
shit.
remember.
Frenchie.
Frenchie, yeah.
Rizzo.
Yeah.
Well, the one with the pink hair.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Frenchie.
Frenchie.
Yeah.
The Beauty School Dropout.
Yeah.
But there's so many classic tunes in that film.
Beauty
And it's-
School Dropout.
And it's just so iconic.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it is.
and when it's like every time they do something, they're just like swaggering away, like gelling their hair back. Like you can do that now. You need a comb in your pocket, like
That's
your,
true, I do,
your new hairdo.
Mr. 1%.
1% hair. Also, you've got written down the Rum Diary.
Rum Diary, yeah, so that's the Johnny Depp movie. That is in, where is it? Puerto Rico, I think. He's a journalist for a paper that's going down under.
What, to Australia?
No, it's just shit. And he's got two choices. He can either, because he gets into a deal with some land developers, and they want to turn this tropical paradise into pretty much a money-making resort. So he can either go with them, get some money off of them to exploit this land, to then get a lot of money, or he could expose them for pretty much they say that they're criminals because, well, they are for different reasons.
Yeah.
So I think it's based on a true guy though, because he does end up as a really top journalist, attacking all the big dogs. But it's like a classic Johnny Depp drunk. I think this is where Pirates of the Caribbean was started for him, because he's just drinking. He's drinking rum because he's on this Caribbean island. It's just rum fueled Johnny Depp.
Is it worth watching?
Yeah, man, do it.
Yeah?
Do it.
What year was this, mate?
Well, yeah.
Ooh. Oh.
Not too old, no. Over a decade though, I think.
Damn. That's the thing. Films from 2000 are already 18 years old.
Is there anyone else
Mental.
famous in it? Or
Yeah, so Harvey Dent, the guy who plays Harvey Dent from
Batman?
Dark
Aaron
Knight.
Eckhart.
Aaron Eckhart, yeah, he's in it. I don't know. Oh no.
Is it like a what's the tone? What genre is it?
I don't know.
Is it
I honestly don't know. I don't know, but there's parts that are just, it's stupid, that it's
Right.
funny.
Okay.
It's got a bit of everything.
Kind of, yeah. I don't know what you
Bit
call
of this
it.
and a bit of that.
Yeah. Drama? Maybe?
Okay. Anything else
Gonna
you've seen
get
this
fucking
week?
called out on that, aren't I? No, mate, that's it.
Guys, anyone else?
What are we saying now?
Have you watched anything this week?
I watched Empire and Big Brother. That's the shit.
Empire
And
TV series.
I finished
yeah.
watching
How is it?
iZombie, but Obi's already spoke about that. And
No, I didn't.
didn't you?
No.
Tell us about iZombie then. What
Maybe
season?
we did. I don't know.
I don't remember it. What season we on? What's happened with?
Season 3?
Yeah.
Season 3.
Is this the Apple version of the zombie?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Penny sunk.
Yeah. So lost on what you were even saying. You said something about an apple.
Yeah.
As in
iPad.
iPhone, Apple,
iPad.
iZombie. joke head. Anyway,
Maybe it's just a shit joke. Anyway,
It was a shit joke.
I'm gonna claim it was a shit joke.
Everyone got
It
it.
was a shit joke. Well, yeah, quite clearly we just stated that like.
Anyway,
come on,
iZombie.
Yeah, I don't know now. No, basically, it's basically there's bear zombies about, and there's like a whole army of zombies, and they want to make an island where the zombies can live, but there's a faction of the zombies that don't want that and don't believe in it, and basically everyone and this disease has been put out to the world or to the city, to the world, the city, and people are getting the vaccination for it, but what they don't know is that vaccination actually has zombie stuff in which will make you a zombie, and a lot of people have had it, and so loads of people turn into zombies. It's big news. They put it on the news like people are going to be zombies, like look out for them, all this stuff, and
Are these the kind of zombies that like love eating brains and
they don't go mad unless they haven't had brains.
Unless they're starved of brains.
And basically the army are taking dead bodies and taking the brains of them and turning into like mush. Because basically, if they eat brains, they get visions of the previous person. But if you mush all the brains together in this paste, you don't get the visions. Am I right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's this other brain type where if they get put in this blue liquid, I don't know what it is, some chemical, it'll make the visions last a lot longer. And for one of the guys in the series, it lasted like hours, didn't it? And he
I
went.
thought it was like World War II.
Yeah. And so basically, you got like several different parts. You got like the main character, Livmore, and her mates.
That's a clever name.
And basically, her and her friends like are trying to find a cure. Like, and then there's this army of people now trying to defend their zombie people now because they're not going to do this island thing. I don't think anymore. Or do you think they still will?
No, they won't.
Nah. And basically, you at the end of this episode, you basically see a load of like normal people going to attack the zombie people, and then the army are like, stand back, and they don't, and then like next thing you know, you hear shooting, so you don't have to kill all these people, or if they're shot in the air, I'm assuming they killed.
But these zombies are just like normal people, but they just need to eat brain.
Basically.
Yeah, essentially. But there's like several things that could happen. So if I scratch Joe, he'd become a zombie. If
you have sex.
Huh?
If you have sex.
What about it?
You become a zombie.
Oh right, oh yeah. So I was so lost there. But we don't know if they can reproduce, like if they were to have sex with each other, or if they were to have sex with a non-human. Would they be able to
Okay.
do it? Also, they did make a cure, but there was only a few samples of it.
Someone stole the thing. Did we find out who stole that?
I feel like we did, but I can't remember who it was.
Neither can I.
Because I know that basically there's this guy called he has like an army name. What's his name?
Who?
Lives like ex-lover.
Major.
That's it. He had a cure. He took the cure and had a cure. Then he now wants to be a zombie again.
Mm.
Is he now a zombie again? Did he get someone cut him, so he's a zombie again
Why
now?
do people want to be zombies?
So you got Major, who in season 1 was human. I think at the end of season 1 he got turned into a zombie. Liv turned him into a zombie to stop him from dying because you can't bleed out when you're a zombie basically. So then he goes through like the whole of season 2 as a zombie, but he had like this special power where he could like his skin would like raise.
Oh, that was
his hairs would raise so he could tell when a zombie was on. So he could tell.
Wasn't he human when that happened though? When he had that ability?
Maybe.
Because this is what I'm confused about. He was human, turned into a zombie, then I think became human again, then turned into a zombie again.
I don't know. But I think they gave him a cure, so he was human, but he could tell when people were zombies. So then someone from the corporation basically that made the drink that turned people into zombies hired him to find people who were zombies and kill them, but he didn't want to do that, so he was just kidnapping them and putting them in a freezer till he could find a cure and then like get them out and make them human again. But so then people were saying like in the papers, they called him the Chaos Killer, and basically people found out that these people weren't actually dead, but they found that was Major, who was the person who was kidnapping them, and he got let off for the kidnapping because like someone managed to get him out of prison or whatever before he like went mental about brains and started eating people. So
Obviously, he must have been a zombie then.
I
He
guess
must have been a zombie, so
strange.
yeah.
I want to know more about these zombies.
Yeah,
So
so
is it the government that have made the zombie?
No.
no, it's a corporation called Supermax who their drink
They make an energy drink.
Their energy drink mixed with a drug called utopium,
Utopium, yeah.
which turn people into zombies.
And they did this on purpose? Or is it just
I think
an
it was just
accident?
I think it was an accident. I think
If
it was
you
an
But-
if you were like,
Okay, no, go
I was
on.
gonna say, if you were like a zombie though, would you want to eat my brain, or can we just chill out and do a podcast?
We can chill out, but if I get hungry, if I go a long time without brains, then I'm gonna want to eat all your brains.
You can last ages without brains though, by the looks of it. It's not like a daily thing you have to eat brains.
No.
But I'm sure in the last episode they said, I feel like I might be making up. In the last episode, I feel like they said that someone planned the boat party thing, like turning everyone into zombies,
Maybe.
didn't they?
I don't know, I can't remember. Probably.
But the government thing we're talking about is like a whole nother thing. So they learnt about the zombies, then they started this faction, and they made their army into zombies so they couldn't die. And then they wanted to make their own like colony of zombies and be far away from everyone so no one got hurt.
Yeah.
And then people just didn't like that. And I can't remember, is Liv now captured by people, or
No,
did she manage
she's
to get
fine.
out?
No, she's fine.
Am I right in thinking this is a DC?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What do you guys?
it's
rate
good
this?
though. It's really good.
I think it's alright. You know what I mean?
I'll give it
It's decent.
probably an 8 out of 10. I think it's funny.
How does it fit into DC? Or does it
Uh,
not?
I-
It
It's
doesn't.
not. It's like its own separate thing.
Yeah, I think it's really good. Like, it's funny. It's not too hard. There's not that much gore if there is any gore.
You know what this reminds me of? Hearing about these zombies is that film where it's like what is it? Where he's like in love. There's like a zombie in love
Warm
with someone.
Bodies.
Warm Bodies. Have you seen that?
And he comes back to human, doesn't
That's
he?
fucking stupid.
You,
Zombie with feelings.
you're not very soppy, are you?
No.
You emotionless.
I'm dead.
boy.
Like a
Joe, Chris, Obi, anything else you've watched this week?
Not that one. That
You lot are
Nah.
fucking useless
not that I can
at
bother to
this.
talk about because no one gives a shit about Empire, so I'm not gonna talk about
Cookie's
Empire.
still in it.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. That's all we needed.
That's all we needed
That's
to
all we
That's your
needed.
update. That is your
That's all we need
update.
to
Next
know.
week we'll find out if she is still in it.
Well, to be fair, season 3's finished now, so
Oh,
I
right.
won't find out till like.
Ooh.
Well, I'll try and
Next
watch. I'll try and watch Power by next week, and
Power's
I'll try and watch the rest of How
Oh.
to Get Away with
Yeah,
Murder.
you need to. Yeah, you
Yeah.
need to do both those things so we can chat.
Uh,
You need
and,
to watch
oh,
Wet Hot
I'm
American
watching.
Summer.
I'm watching Last Chance U season 2.
Has that come out?
Yeah, it's on
Oh,
Netflix.
Shit, I need to watch that.
It's actually such a sick program.
What
It's
is it?
basically it's an American football like
College.
and basically it's for all these kids who've like not very academic or they've done something wrong and they're like it's almost like redemption. Their time to try and get back into it.
So
and
they've been a really good team. It's got dropped because of something.
Yeah,
And they come to this particular college.
and sometimes a bit controversial, but they just roll with it because they're like as the guy said in like the first episode because he like everyone knows like it's a real life thing. So like. He was saying like, "Oh, I was a bit rude in the last game of the season. I've got to stop my swearing.
Yeah.
I've got to be a bit calm with the players." And he was saying, like, this kid, I think one of the kids punched a girl in the face or something, and then I think he got charged, but like not in prison, and they've taken him on. And he was saying if it was anyone else who wasn't going into college football, it wouldn't be like in the newspapers and everything. It would just be like he would have been charged and then whatever, but because he's a college footballer, it's like been really exploded out, not out of proportion because it's pretty bad, but like, but it's really good. Like it's like, and the first game of the season this year.
Don't spoil.
Well, you know
nothing.
it anyway because the last game, have you watched
Joe,
Last
it's
Chance? Have
devastating.
you watched Last Chance U season 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of last season, basically there was a big fight, and all the players and all the staff, bar the head coach, are banned for 2 games, or 1 game. Oh, they got disqualified from that game and they're banned for the first game of the season. So they had to field all these like, it's not senior. What do you call them? Junior players onto the pitch. So it's really
Is
interesting.
this a
actually.
documentary?
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
It follows a real school.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
In a like a nowhere town.
This fight wasn't like.
No, it wasn't.
No.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Basically, the college that it follows were playing their
in the
arch
final,
rivals,
semi-final.
and it got heated because basically the college that you follow were absolutely destroying this team. Something like
No, wait, who were losing? I thought they were winning, and then
the college that you follow were absolutely destroying this college. They got annoyed and
so they were doing like but dirty tackles and stuff, and then
but yeah. Anyway, give it a watch because it's fucking sick.
Yeah, sounds alright.
yeah, I'd watch it.
It's funny you should say about the you know, if it wasn't for a college person, it would have been the newspaper. Because there's like lots of examples where like, you know, good prospects of like lawyers or sports stars, they get away with things. You know, like there was like a rape case last year, wasn't there?
Oh really?
And this guy, they're like, oh, the judge said, oh yeah, you know, it would ruin his future career if I.
Oh
sentenced him.
yeah,
And it's
I heard
like
something about that.
he's still a rapist.
Yeah.
And there was a woman who, I think she accidentally killed her or stabbed her boyfriend.
How do you
'cause
accidentally stab
In it.
she was drunk and somehow stabbed him. I don't know if he died. But anyway, she was at Oxford. And they're like, oh yeah, you know, again, it would ruin her future career
It shouldn't matter.
as a lawyer. It's like, yeah, it shouldn't matter. What
Shouldn't
is-
matter.
criminals,
Yeah,
you know.
Obi, bring it up. Come on.
So
You just
OJ
gotta-
Simpson's out.
Oh yeah, he
Oh,
is,
yeah,
isn't he?
I
Got
saw
a
that.
I was watching a video of him getting released, and I was just cracking up. Like the guy just looks like he's completely detached from reality whatsoever. And
Didn't he have 9 to 30 years and he just did 9? Yeah.
I wonder if he watched the TV show, People vs.
I don't
O.J.
know.
Simpson.
Probably had to sign off on it, didn't he?
He would have
Probably
had to,
not.
yeah.
No?
I'd imagine so.
It was about his life, isn't
I
it?
can't believe, like, I was watching that same video and I was like, this guy's fucking lying through his teeth. Like, he was like, I didn't think I was doing anything wrong or illegal. I was just taking back my own possessions. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot he wasn't even in prison for the murder, was he? Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see how he does something stupid and gets sent back to prison.
Yeah, probably.
He's what, 70 though, isn't
He's really old, yeah.
Yeah.
he? Should we answer this
The
question?
juice. Yes. So, Obi, reread your question, please.
The question was, who do you think's the best actor / actress who didn't start off as an actor / actress? So like Harry Styles, for example.
Ice Cube, innit?
That's a good. That's a
That's
big
a
shout.
good-
to be fair.
Yeah, that's a good shout,
Oh,
actually.
mate, Dwayne Johnson.
That's a good shout.
That's
as well.
a good shout as
Yeah.
well, yeah.
My
Oh,
one was Will
mate.
Smith.
Yes.
Oh,
Did he start off as a
He's
musician?
a rapper, yeah.
Yeah.
For
But
the
before
Fresh,
he
Fresh
was-
Prince, yeah, in like the 80s.
Oh, so he was a rapper. Then they made a show about his. Oh, right. Okay.
Jazzy Jeff.
Jesse Jizzle. What about actresses then? We can't just.
Okay, yeah.
We've got Rihanna. She was in Battleships.
Jennifer
and now she's in
Hudson.
Valerian.
Cara Delevingne.
What was she?
She was in Suicide Squad.
She's a model.
In China.
Beyonce.
Yeah. Oh, she's
But she
a
was
model.
model, yeah.
Beyonce in films.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Austin
Austin
Powers.
Powers.
She's in Dreamgirls.
Yeah, but do we think she was good?
She's good in Dreamgirls. Austin Powers and...
Well, it's just a jokey film, Austin Powers,
Yeah.
though, so she just.
Do you
played
count
that
like
part.
stand-up comedians?
Yeah.
So you got like
Kevin Hart.
Eddie
Yeah.
Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Pretty much every comic film, Will Ferrell. He was on SNL.
Yeah. That's true.
That counts as being a...
But he was a comedian then, and
Oh, okay,
SNL,
okay.
and then
Yeah, because then you got like Melissa McCarthy.
On,
Yeah,
like,
she's
everyone
done
else.
very
NSL, like ex-comedians.
NSL.
NSL. Ex-comedians.
SNL.
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 You said NSL.
Oh, sorry. Oh, right. Sorry.
LL Cool J's not done badly either. He's
Yeah.
in like NCIS or whatever it's called, Law and Order or some. They all sound the same to me. But
Ant and Dec.
Russell Brand.
Oh, wait.
Alien Autopsy.
oh yeah, I used to love that.
but to be fair, they were actors before they became presenters.
Yeah, they're in biker graph.
Biker
Yeah.
Then they were
Yeah.
then they were singers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades, aren't they?
Russell
Yeah.
Brand.
Mm.
He's a waste man.
He's kind of
No, I would say good ones, not crap ones.
Well,
Why do I want to say it was Mark Wahlberg?
Jim
saying before
Carrey.
he was an actor.
He was in
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, they were.
Excuse me?
But it's his group, Marky
Yeah.
Mark and the Funky
And they were
Bunch.
in New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
So he's done very well.
Yeah.
Jim
Then
Carrey.
Jamie
Did he go to
Foxx.
prison as well?
Yeah. Jamie Foxx was a musician before he.
Was
an
there
actor?
Robert Downey Jr. anything before?
No,
No,
I
he's
think
always
his dad
been
was
an actor.
famous.
Well,
I was going to say, drug addict.
it's true.
Yeah. Is music a good transition to go from into...
I think so because I think you're used to performing.
Yeah.
And good used to memorising as well.
Yeah, and also like, people shoot music videos now, don't they?
True.
So
True,
they're
true.
basically dual roles as well.
Yeah, they're basically 100th of the way there with their music video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same with comedians. So, you know, anywhere where you're used to performing. I reckon even politicians because they're used to bullshitting, aren't they?
I'm trying to think of a politician someone who's a politician and went into acting.
Al Gore, mate.
Oh,
Al
yeah.
Gore, Ed
Has
Balls.
he got...
Donald Trump.
Actually,
It's a fair point.
true. The other way around.
Oh, sure, that's the other way around, isn't
Who
it?
was the American
Yeah,
president
still, yeah.
that used to be an actor and then
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
And
it?
there's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Is the thing about Dwayne Johnson actually running for president in 2020 a real thing?
Probably not.
Supposedly Kanye West is as well, but
Could you imagine?
Right, it's a 2-horse race. Who's gonna win that?
oh
Who would you rather have, Kanye or?
I'd have the Rock and
I'd have the Rock.
Yeah, I'd have
Yeah,
the
The
Rock.
Rock.
Kanye West
The
is
Rock.
mental.
Kanye West, yeah.
He'd get the Easter though, wouldn't he?
He'd make us all healthy and hench.
I don't know. He'd probably rename the USA like Yeezy or something.
Yeezy. I got my. Oh, are you done? Sorry.
No, you shotguns the.
I got my from the archive.
Yeah.
So, my from the archive is a show called Dream Team. Did any of you guys watch it? No.
No.
So basically, it was like a mix of football with like a soap opera. So it's about a club.
Oh, you were telling me about this, yeah.
It's about a club called Harchester United, which is fictional, based in the Midlands, and basically they all the trials and tribulations and whatnot that goes on for inside the football club, as well as like what happens on the pitch and stuff like that. And basically, the show was just like full of scandals, money laundering, theft, murder, all sorts of like. So basically, if you like football and you like a bit of drama, like it's all combined together. It had like 10 seasons. It was sick. And I was gonna say about what happens in the last season, but mate,
You can't, man. If our listeners are gonna watch
there's
it.
so many cliffhangers. Like, you know, EastEnders got like the doof moments.
Yeah.
There's so many of them in Dream Team. Like, then people like go through like depression, gambling addictions, and all. Oh mate, it literally had everything. It was so.
Did this Harchester United play real teams?
Yeah.
But were there famous like footballers in it?
There's a couple. Yeah, there's a couple cameos, stuff like that.
So when they play, do you ever see them play the football match?
So they did like clips. Basically, what they did is they filmed at Millwall Stadium, and the clips of the games they would dub it over in their own commentary. But they would sometimes use clips of Chelsea, sometimes they use clips of basically teams that play in blue, so they can, because their colour was purple, so they can just like fade the colour out to make it look like it's purple. But yeah, and they would just like kind of change the change the clips to fit the narrative of whatever it is they're doing. But yeah, but I would recommend watching like from like season 4 onwards. Season 1 to 3 is a bit rubbish, and like it's quite old.
Have you got it on DVD?
I don't, but you can watch them online. So yeah, find it online.
Nice.
But yeah,
Almost like footballers' wives.
Yeah, similar to that actually.
Did anyone watch the goal films as well?
Yeah,
I watched the
watched all
first
3.
2.
So did I.
The first one was alright.
First one's
I like the
good,
first
second
one.
one's decent, third one, nah.
Maybe they should make a new one with Alex Hunter. Is that, following his story?
So yeah.
Alright, well, thank you very much for listening to episode 23 of Your Average Critics. Please do tweet us and get involved in our conversation. We're on Twitter at YSC Podcast 17, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and what else? iTunes, SoundCloud. We're not on Snapchat, are we? Under Your Average Critics. And also on YouTube. Have you put anything?
No, not yet. There was an
so
issue.
we're hoping to put some of our content onto YouTube, just to make it more accessible to everybody. And then tweet us your answer. Who do you think's the best actor actress that didn't start off as one? And also if you've got any thoughts on the kind of whitewashing of Game of Thrones and anything like that. So tune in next week. I don't know what the main film is next week.
I haven't got a clue.
I haven't got a clue.
No idea.
I have no idea what's
No
out,
idea.
but we'll catch up on Game of Thrones and see if Cookie's still in the Empire.
Peace.